In this video, we'll take a look at the previous year paper of DSC Gram Sevak 2025. And that is part C of the elementary mathematics. So let's take a look at our first question. If x equal to cube root of 512 and z equal to 4th root of 81, then the expression 3x minus 8z equal to what? We're given 4 options. Is it option A, option B, option C, or option D? Now, x is the cube root of 512 and z is the 4th root of 81. We know that the cube root of 512, if you do 8 to the power of 3, that would give me 8 times 8 times 8. That would actually give me the cube root of 512, because 8 times 8 would be 64 and 64 times 8 would be 512. Now let's take a look at the 4th root of 81. If I do 3 to the power of 4, so that is 3 times 3 times 3 times 3, that would give me 81. Now 3 times 3 would give me 9, and 9 times 23 would give me 27, and 27 times 3 would give me 81. So we know that x equal to 8 and z equal to 3. Now if we plug those values into my expression, I would have 3 times 8 minus 8 times 3. So that would be 24 minus 24, and the answer is 0. So if we look at our option, we see that option A is the correct answer, which is 0. Let's move on to the next question. If x to the power of 2 equal to 100 and y to the power of 2 equal to 25, then 3x plus 4y minus x times y would equal to what? We're given 4 options. Is it negative 1, 0, 1, or 2? So from the question, we have x to the power of 2 equal to 100 and y to the power of 2 equal to 25. If we look at our expression, you notice that 3x, here it doesn't require the power of, so we can simplify it, meaning 10 to the power of 10 equal to 100. But we don't need the power, we only need the base value, so that will only be 10. So 3x here is not square, so x equal to 10. Same case with 4. 4y here is not square, meaning y is square. Here y is not square, so y would equal to 5, because 5 times 5 would be 25. So if I do x equal to 10 and y equal to 5, we can just plug those values into my expression. It will look something like 3 times 10 plus 4 times 5 minus 10 times 10. That would give me 30 plus 20 minus 50. Now 30 plus 20, that would give me 50, and 50 minus 50 would actually give me the answer of 0. So if we look at our option, we see that option B is the correct answer, which is 0. Let's move on to our third question. The product of two numbers is 140 and the difference is 13. So the numbers are, so we need to find two numbers, and there are 4 options given. Is it option A, option B, option C, or option D? So what are those two numbers? The question is asking us, if I multiply any number, I will choose any number, so I'll give those number a name, which is x, multiply or times y would give me the product or the overall value. So x times y would give me the product, and also the same case, x minus y would actually give me the difference. So what is x and what is y? So from the question, we're given x times y equal to 140, the product, and x minus y equal to 13, the difference. If I do 7 times 20, I'm taking this from the option C. That would actually give me 140, and if I do 20 minus 7, that would actually give me 13. So if we take a look at this option C, it does provide the answer or the condition from what the question is asking. Answer C is the correct answer, because 7 times 20 would give me 140, this is the product, and 20 minus 7 equal to 13, which is the difference. So option C is the correct answer. Let's move on to the next question. If x equal to 1 and y equal to 4 and z equal to negative 2, the value of 2x cubed minus y squared plus 3z is? Now we are given 4 options. Is it option A, option B, option C, or option D? Now from the question given, we have x equal to 1, y equal to 4, z equal to negative 2. Now this is our expression. We have 2x cubed minus y squared plus 3z. Now let's take a closer look at the variable or the expression. We have x cubed. We know that x is equal to 1, so 1 to the power 3 would actually give me 1, because 1 times 1 times 1 would actually give me 1. So we know that 2x cubed would be 2 times 1. That would actually give me the answer of 2. What about y squared? We know that y equal to 4, so 4 would be 16. So we know that the y value equal to 16. And the last term, which is 3z, we know that z equal to negative 2, so 2 would be negative 6. We have the value, which is 2, 16, and negative 6. If we plug those values into our expression, we would have 2 minus 16 plus negative 16, or negative 6, my bad. If I try to subtract 16 minus 2, that would actually give me 14. So minus, take the biggest sign, which is 16, the biggest number. So 16 here, the biggest number. So the sign would be negative 14. And then plus the minus would be minus 6. So if I subtract them, but here's the important thing you need to note down. Minus would be plus, but the sign would be minus. So we need to add those values. So 14 plus 6 would actually give me 20, but the sign should be negative. So the answer is option C, which is negative 20. So this is the part 1. I'll try to make part 2, maybe part 3, to continue this series, and we will complete the entire elementary mathematics, and we will try to solve it together. So if you find this video helpful, you can subscribe or like it. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.